Can you give us an update on what is expected on Saturday with the Iran talks?
Well, I'm not on the team that makes that decision or has those conversations, right? And we're not going to litigate that here. As I said on Tuesday, and repeatedly say really about everything, if the president says something, that's my North Star. And they're the ones in the midst of the discussions regarding the arrangement of this meeting. And we'll leave it to them. So I'm not going to speculate on that or what will happen. There are clearly some very, very good and very important diplomats involved in this, including, of course, Special Envoy Witkoff. And we'll leave it there. We'll find out. At this point, yes, that is still underway. It's happening. And we look forward to it as a good first step to find out if the Iranians are serious.
The senior advisor to the Iranian leader, Ali Shamkhani, today said that if military threats continue against Iran, Iran will kick out IAEA inspectors and hide its enriched material. What's the U.S. reaction to that?
All right. First of all, these actions, the threat of that kind of action, of course, is inconsistent with Iran's claims of a peaceful nuclear program, right? Also, expelling IAEA inspectors from Iran would be an escalation and a miscalculation on Iran's part. The United States remains deeply concerned that Iran is amassing a growing stockpile of highly enriched uranium for which there is no credible peaceful purpose. Iran is the only non-nuclear weapon state producing highly enriched uranium at this level. Also, beyond the threat to expel the international nuclear inspectors, but also threatening to transfer its stock of uranium to secret locations. And again, why would one need to do that if it was for peaceful energy work? Doesn't make much sense. So again, it is an escalation and a miscalculation on Iran's part if they were to do so.
The French president yesterday said that France would recognize a Palestinian state within months, and he suggested that he could do it alongside Saudi Arabia at a UN conference in New York in June. The U.S. has long opposed any unilateral recognition. Is that still your position?
I can tell you that we are aware of course, the reports that you refer to regarding the French government's remarks, and we refer you to them for further comment. What I can also, though, say is that the United States stands firmly with the state of Israel in its pursuit to bring all the hostages back home and the defeat of Hamas. As a Special Envoy Witkoff has said, we need to explore new policy prescriptions that ultimately end up in a better life for the Gazans and the Palestinians. Look at the discourse that's now happening today, he said. We're actually engaging in a productive conversation around what is best for Gaza and how we can make people's lives better. This administration will continue to engage our partners in the region on a serious solution for Gaza that secures peace and the release of all the hostages, among them 5 Americans, including Idan Alexander.
So when the secretary goes with him to Saudi Arabia next month, will that meeting also be expanded to have a Middle Eastern conference whereby the Palestinian issue will be discussed?
Well, I don't know what the plan is when it comes to the content. That is something that we would have to speculate about or guess at, and we really shouldn't do that, obviously, with a multitude of issues facing the region. So it's the details I can't imagine about. It's not something I'm going to do, but I think that kind of a visit, of course, is at the hallmark of President Trump's vision when it comes to his own presidency, but also how to change the course of the Middle East and to make it better for everyone there. So I know that he's looking forward to having conversations that surround that aspect. It is not part of some larger scheme or framework. It is a meeting to determine whether or not the Iranians are serious. Mm-hmm. And so that clearly would be the goal of that singular meeting and effort. As far as the arrangements or what the rooms are or who's in which rooms, I don't have that for you, and I'm not going to speculate. Yeah.
Tammy,
Yes,
can
sir.
I?
Yes, sir.
Tammy?
So much, Tammy. I really appreciate it. I just want to go back to your response to Léon, where you said we need to explore new policy prescriptions that ultimately end up in a better life for the Gazans and the Palestinians. Are they one and the same in your mind, or are you disassociating the Gazans from Palestinians?
So I'm talking about the people in the region, the people who live in the Gaza Strip. That's who we're talking about, the people who face a danger every single day because of the nature of what Hamas has done to that region and to that strip of land. I think that no matter who you are and how you identify, the fact is that no human being deserves to remain in that kind of an environment because Iran is funding death squads that take over the space and use you as a human shield.
UN Secretary General called Gaza a killing field. He noted that it's been more than a month since Israel has allowed aid into Gaza. Are you guys pushing Israel to allow humanitarian aid into Gaza, given it has been a month and conditions are incredibly dire? People are dying. And you just mentioned folks need to be able to live.
Sure. Yes, they do. And when there was, of course, a ceasefire. Aid was flowing into the region. People were getting food and other aid that they needed, including medical aid, because of the ceasefire that allowed that to move forward. We, of course, stand by our ally Israel. The ceasefire was abandoned by Hamas. Our work continues to get back to that ceasefire, to make sure that people can get aid and to survive this, which is the sole focus of all of our efforts for that region.
I'd like to ask about some reporting that we have today that Israeli officials are laying the groundwork for a full military occupation of Gaza, and whether this is something that's concerning to the State Department, whether it's seen as any kind of an overreach or anything that would further inflame the situation in the Middle East right now.
Well, it's clear that President Trump has explained his goals here when it comes to the nature of a diplomatic solution and to ending the fighting. But of course, on any other issue, I'm not going to discuss what another country might be contemplating or its separate diplomatic conversations or considerations it may have. So you want me to speculate or hypothesize? I'm not going to do that.